Once upon a time, mixed martial arts was the most exciting sport in the world. Crowds would gather in stadiums to watch highly skilled fighters battle it out in the octagon. But as the years went by, fans began to grow bored with the same old punches, kicks, and takedowns. They wanted something new, something fresh, something that would shock and awe them like never before. It was at this point that a group of fighters came up with an idea that would change the sport forever. They began using everyday household furniture as weapons during their matches. Chairs, tables, lamps, and even refrigerators were now fair game in the arena. The crowds went wild, and the sport was reborn. As the popularity of furniture fighting grew, so too did the creativity of the fighters. They began building elaborate sets, complete with beds, couches, and bookcases, all of which could be used as weapons. Soon, the sport had evolved into a kind of indoor battle royale, with fighters navigating their way through a maze of furniture, all while trying to take out their opponents. But even this eventually grew stale. The fans wanted more, and the fighters knew they had to deliver. And so, they began to experiment with new modes of transportation. Chariots, pulled by muscular horses, became the new weapon of choice. Fighters would race around the arena, trying to ram their opponents off their chariots and claim victory. But this was only the beginning. As technology advanced, so too did the sport. Soon, the fighters were driving souped-up cars and motorcycles around the arena, dodging obstacles and trying to take each other out with high-speed collisions. And so, what started as a simple martial arts competition had become a full-blown spectacle, a fusion of combat, furniture, and high-octane racing. The fans loved it, the fighters thrived on it, and the sport continued to evolve and adapt to the changing times, always pushing the boundaries of what was possible. As the years passed, the technology behind the sport of furniture fighting and vehicular combat had advanced beyond anyone's wildest dreams. But there was still one frontier left to conquer, the realm of pure energy. Scientists and engineers had been experimenting with harnessing and manipulating energy for years, but it wasn't until a group of fighters got involved that the technology really took off. They trained tirelessly, learning to focus and control their energy to the point where they could use it as a weapon. And so, the new era of energy fighting began. The fighters would step into an arena, stripped of any physical weapons or vehicles, and battle it out using nothing but their own energy. Spectators marveled as fighters blasted each other with beams of light, created shockwaves that shook the entire arena, and even teleported around to evade attacks. It was the ultimate expression of human potential, a fusion of science and martial arts that had never been seen before. And while it was undoubtedly dangerous, with fighters risking everything to harness and control their own energy, it was also incredibly exhilarating. As the energy fighting craze spread around the world, it was clear that the sport had come a long way from its humble beginnings. But no matter how much it evolved, the spirit of competition and the thrill of battle remained the same. And so, the fighters continued to push themselves to the limit, always looking for new ways to harness and channel their own energy in pursuit of victory. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribe to be notified of freshly baked, frightfully generic stories.